Today, I'm tasting amber ales at 3 very different alcohol contents. It's a style that seems pretty commonplace and popular, but it's not something I order very often or drink, and I've noticed that it's brewed at fewer and fewer breweries. So let's taste them and see if I can tell the difference in both alcohol and the ingredients used. And while I taste, I'm going to go through some of the BJCP style guidelines just to really cement the style in our head. Okay, so if I'm thinking amber ale from BJCP, I'm thinking, I guess 10 to 17 SRM, which I'm not really gonna care about here that much because I can't see them. And what is it, 25 to 40 IBU, and 4.2 to 6.5, I believe, ABV. I'll have to look that up. But the whole thing that I'm thinking of, like when I'm looking for the ideal amber ale, is basically, I always think of like Crystal 40 malt character, you know, that like barely darkened, like barely soft sweetness, a little bit of caramel. I honestly feel like it falls right between like a graham cracker and getting into caramely, and for some reason it really always hits me in a way that's almost like a little bit bloody, just like for my senses. So I'm looking for that with some kind of hops and then almost no yeast character. That's basically how I know it's going to be an amber ale when I smell it. So now that I've been using my hands and I don't know. So let's get to going. So that one, it's like, I would say heavy on the sweet malt character. Like I said, that like very light caramel, almost like it's still like a simple syrup, honestly. Interesting. There's like a little bit of almost like a lemony hop. Like I would lean away from like an orange and almost say lemon. Yeah, let that warm up. Oh wow. That one has way more. This one I would say leans on toffee. I wonder if you see it, if the color looks different. That I'm getting more like a grassy herbal as the hop character. So definitely more malt character in this one. This one is feeling more like American hoppy to me. This could be like old school American hop, maybe even like German. Oh, and this one's like totally, okay, wow, that's so different to smell all the different ones. Okay, so this one I would say is like pine, orange, like maybe some like Simcoe going on, like that almost like berry mixed with forest. I feel like I get from that hop. Interesting. This one has the least malt character from what I can smell. That could also just be masked by the hops. So maybe when I get it on my palate, I'll taste more sweetness. Interesting. Okay. These are also different. This is so fun. I'm glad I decided to do this. Okay, so let's think. I think this has the most intensity as far as just any kind of aroma flavor, and I think it's a tie between these two being the least. This one has something almost like interesting butterscotchy going on, so I want to be the most sensitive when I taste this. So let's do retronasal first. I mean, I would say this is like spot on classic American amber, like that bitter balance, but that nice little bit of sweetness in there. I would not say there's like a ton of hop prominence as far as like specific flavors and aroma. It's really like a balancing bitterness. This is like throwing me back to when I first started drinking craft beer, just like that classic that every brew pub put out. It has that nice little bit of caramely, but not too strong. It's just like nicely balanced. Not too much alcohol there. Okay, let's go for this. This is really similar. This one has a little less, I would say, alcohol warming in it. A little heavier on the malt character as far as the balance. Like I would say it ends a little sweeter. I have like a little caramel left over in my mouth at the end. And speaking of alcohol warming, one thing that I think is interesting on the BJCP is they say stronger examples can have light alcohol warming, but I really don't think they should, because at 6.5%, you wouldn't really get alcohol warming. And then anything that would have alcohol warming, I feel like moves into the area of a red IPA. So Just a note while we're thinking about that. Whoa. I gotta say, this one's my favorite. Interested to know what it is. I will say it's a little bit stronger, but it has a lot of this like, it's like orange mingling with graham cracker that's really nice. And it almost, the hops are almost like a mixture of like citrus and spice. Like I almost get like some like herbal, like almost like a lemongrassy or like really, really fresh parsley. And some orange and berry, which is like really nice. I mean, this is like leaning, yeah, I mean, it's just very fresh. That like a classic American balance of nice, really nice hop flavor and bitterness. Like bitterness is definitely what's lingering here, but you do in the middle get this like nice center note of just like a little bit of caramel. Because I was gonna pick the order of alcohol. Wow, after drinking that, this one's like so much cleaner and just like really simple, like I feel like summer day. Okay, let's see if these in order though. Okay. I feel like I would say the middle one has the least alcohol. This one has the most, and this one is just in the middle. This one I would give like way more credit to like an American hop of some kinds. I don't know why Simcoe pops in my head. It really could be like a Cascade or even, maybe not Cascade. I feel like a Simcoe, Citra maybe. Whereas these both strike me as a little more German. This one has a little bit more going on in the like butterscotchy toffee area. I wonder if it's like even using a little bit of a darker crystal or something like that. That's something else to know about amber ale. You really shouldn't get that much like chocolate or anything or roast that would really be putting you into a brown ale category. It's really that like caramely soft, just like a whisper of malt behind the hops, just to like change the balance a little bit, right? So it's just a little bit more of a malt character. Ooh, oh my gosh. Sorry. Okay. than a pale ale would have. Anything more than that, you're getting into like red IPA. Anything less, I guess you could say it's a pale ale, and anything like more chocolatey is gonna be brown ale. So I guess I'm gonna go, should I put them in order from least to most alcoholic? I think I'm gonna go least alcohol, middle alcohol, most alcohol. And I think I like this one the best, but it almost is like edging on that red IPA barley wine to me. Oh my gosh, it is so good. I really, and these two are both, again, really nice. This one especially is like reminding me of like back when we used to be able to gather in Central Park and like watch people play kickball and stuff. So I guess I'm done blind tasting them. I'm excited to see what they are. Okay, so this is a Trogs, which, oh, it's a Drunken Nectar. So this is funny because Trogs is actually one of the BJCP examples of an amber ale, but it's their hopback amber. And this is their, I don't know what they call it. I guess Imperial Amber. Oh, and it says right on here, Nugget, Warrior, Simcoe, Tomahawk, and Palisade. I don't know Palisade hops, so glad there's Simcoe in there. Abita. This is my first time ever having this one. I just picked it up. If you saw my video of me at Carmine Street Beers the other day, I just picked this one up. So it's nice and fresh. 4.5%. Doesn't say, oh. Brewed with pale and caramel malt and German pearl hops. There you go. So I think I said this one was German. I'll have to look back at the tape. These both strike me as a little more German. And this one I have had before, the Bunt Amber Ale from Anderson Valley. I really like everything they have. It's well balanced. There's no no information on that one. Maybe I'll grab my computer or something really quick. Laptop over here because I would love to know. Boots. Amber. Oh, I didn't even say. So 4.5, 5.8, and 7.5. And this, oh, they have all the, okay, so this has Columbus, Bravo, Northern Brewer, and Mount Hood. I think I gave this one some credit for German hops too, and I'm wrong. But I also think I said it might have darker crystal, and this is both a blend of the Crystal 40 and Crystal 80. And I think that Crystal 80 is like what's really getting into that like more toffee, butterscotch kind of area. Let's just look these up now. So Nugget Nectar, Munich Pilsner, Vienna. Interesting. So that's a pretty, that doesn't have any crystal, which I think I kind of, and Avita. Oh. Huh. It's a lager. I guess when you just see amber, you don't think, doesn't say it's a lager on the back either. So that's interesting. This is an amber lager with pale and caramel malt. Doesn't say what. I'm guessing there's some caramel 40 in here. German pearl hops, and that's all it says. But interesting that it is a lager. So we have a 4.5% lager, a 5.8% ale with some more classic American hops, and then a 7.5%, which I would almost say this is edging in that red IPA. It's definitely out of BJCP style, but I did say it was my favorite. I really liked it. So I guess if we were like, what's the most classic amber ale, we're looking at the Anderson Valley here. Wanted to mention, if you are using this teddy for Cicerone, you need some classic styles. Deschutes has a red ale that's classified as an amber ale by the BJCP. There is the North Coast Red Seal, which is also a commercial example. And then for your international examples, I'm sorry about the pronunciation of this, but I would love to try it. The Swan Lake Amber Swan Ale from Hyokoyashi no Mori Brewery in Japan actually won a bronze for American Amber Ale at the World Beer Cup. So, that's a pretty stunning example of the style. Amber Ella from 8 Degrees Brewing in Ireland is also a good example of an American amber ale that's made somewhere else in the world, because you might need to know that for your test. So we have the Deschutes, the Red Seal from North Coast. Really happy about this Anderson Valley. Oh, we mentioned the Trogs Hopback Amber is a good example. And then you have your Swan Lake Swan Amber from Japan and your Amber Ella 8 Degrees Brewing Co. in Ireland, which won in 2014. They won the bronze as well for American style amber. So that's how I always look up my good examples of commercial styles that are from out of the country. If it's hard to find, because there's not very many American ambers you can just pick up anywhere. So cheers, and I hope if you guys try these, or if you've had any of them before, let me know in the comments. And if you knew this was a lager, I find that really interesting, and I'm pretty excited that I learned that today. So cheers, guys.